If you're going for a sunset shot, you'll end up walking on top of these cliffs in the dark, and that is not a good idea. So I managed to get out today, and we're at Reculver, which is in on the North Kent coast. It's about you're talking about 2 hours from central London. I think about 2 hours from central London. So I've been here before and taking some very nice pictures, but today is not looking so good. It's a bit windy and it's, well, overcast. I mean, there is some cloud clearing now, some blue sky coming through now, but we'll just have to wait and see. But it looks pretty picturesque around here. Let's have a quick look.
You can't look like in the blue moon. We're not going to go every week. We're not going to go every day.
And this side, that's the Reculver Towers. And let me take you over. There is a there you are. There is a sign over here that explains, I think it's like a country park or something, and I think it may be owned by English Heritage or somebody like that, this area. I'm not 100% certain. Let's go and have a look at the sign. But it's well managed. The grass is kept short, and you know, they just managed the site well. And so yeah, it's called Reculver Country Park. It is, I'm not sure, it is English Heritage. It's run by English Heritage in partnership with Canterbury City Council and the Kent Wildlife Trust. So I'm going to actually now head towards the beach. I mean, you have to get the right tide. The tide is just beyond high tide at the moment. And it's, let's have a quick look and see what we've got. Yeah, it's high tide at the moment. If you look out, there's a wind farm out at sea here, and you can just get that in pictures sometimes. And I've taken pictures along here. This can you see the sea monster telescope, binoculars type thing. I've got some wonderful pictures at sunset with that. I'll try and put one of those pictures up later on. Yeah, I do believe we've got a bit of sun coming out now. Hopefully that sun will come out a little bit more and the clouds will clear. Although we have got some nice cloud formations appearing out on the sea. So, well, you know, you can't always rely on what the weather says. It's only obviously a guide, it's a forecast, so we'll see. Let's head towards the beach now and see if we can find a shot over here. It's very much a look over here, a sort of touristy place. There's a car park. There's a car park here. That's the council car park. It's a pay and display car park. It fills up sometimes. There's also an overflow car park for it. It's actually quite expensive to use a car park, but it's worth it. It's very nice here. I have in the past parked at the top of these hills, but the problem with parking at the top of the hills here is that if you're going for a sunset shot, you'll end up walking on top of these cliffs in the dark, and that is not a good idea. So I think I've found a sort of location. It's you can't get close enough on the beach to the castle to the towers yet, because the tide hasn't gone out far enough. But I'm just going to get a picture, I think, long exposure on the beach and of these lovely rocks we've got here, and see what we get. The tower is too far away at the minute with a wide angle lens to see anything. You'll just get a little dot in the distance from the tower. Really need to be over there somewhere where that marker is in the sea. I don't even know whether you can see that, but let's, if I bring you in, rocky about, there's a marker in the sea over there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's where you'll need to be, somewhere around about there, to get a good wide-angled shot from the beach. That could be possible once the tide's gone out, another hour or so's time, once the tide's gone out a bit more. But at the moment, to kick off, I'm going to get a shot here on the beach and see what we get. Okay, the first image I'm going to do is a standard image. It won't be long exposure, so that will be 100th of a second at f10 to keep everything sharp, and ISO 100 because we've got plenty of light in the sky. And I'm going to bracket the image. I've got the polarizer on the front as well, so let's just see what we get. You know what, I could smell onions here and I have no idea why. There must be an onion field nearby here. There's a strong smell of onions for some reason. We're at the beach, you expect to smell salt maybe, the sea, not onions. It's okay, now the tide's going out a bit, we've come a bit closer to the towers. I will go and take a shot from here as well. It's 125th of a second, f10, ISO 100, without the polarizer on. And 2-second timer on. Let's see what we get. So here's another one of my fantastic tips for you. It's a kind of funny story, but not really that funny for me. I came here, it was back in April, so a few months ago, and I got all set up on the cliffs back up the other side of the tower, and I was setting the camera up, and I went to put the battery in, and I dropped it, and it hit the edge of the promenade, this bit up here, bounced down, and this is at high tide, and into the water, gone. Even if I would have found it again, the battery would have been dead from the salt water anyway, and I only had one battery with me at the time, so that was the end. I stood there literally for about 5 minutes and looked at the rocks like that and thought to myself, oh bugger, do you know what I mean? I'm not getting that back. So now comes the tip. The tip is always set your camera up, get it all ready before you go out the door. Then you can't forget your memory card and you can't forget your batteries. But also trying to set your batteries and memory cards up when you're actually you've got the camera on the tripod is far more difficult, and of course you drop things. There was another tip, I can't remember for the life of me. I saw it on a YouTube video, another YouTube guy. He said about not clambering over the rocks with your camera all set up on your tripod, and that is so right. It wasn't here, it was up on the east coast. I was on the east coast clambering around on the rocks, and I slipped with the tripod, and I was just fortunate it landed on the wet sand. Didn't do any damage, but if it had landed on the rocks, it would have been a completely different story. So get your picture, pack the camera back up, and then head to your next location, because it isn't worth it. I mean, you spend a lot of time and money. So I just put the drone up to fly, use one of the automatic modes on the Mavic Air, and I put the drone up and I thought I'll circle the towers over there. So I marked the towers, the drone went off, it went right out to sea, right out there, and you could see the drone wobbling in the wind, and you could actually see it on the it was overpowering the gimbal. You could see it on the image. I thought this is going to crash into the sea. It did it all right. I was surprised and come back again. I have no idea what the image is going to come out like. The video is going to come out like, but I think it's likely to be a bit shaky, like I am now. Afternoon. Sun's trying to come out of there, isn't it? What a wonderful couple. Well, it's all flies around here. I kept the camera off of them guys because I don't want to stick a camera in someone's face, but you know, you meet everybody. When you're out and about, you meet people, you talk to people, and enjoy their company, you know? So, I guess that's what it's all about really, isn't it? Right, well the tide is well and truly out, and the sun, oh, I might have blinded you there, is well and truly up. Long shadows here. Hello. And we're walking through the slime here. It's a bit slimy looking around here. Now I'm heading to a location that I've taken pictures at. Let's get you around here. A location that I've taken pictures at several times. It's like a drain gully thing, and the water comes out of it. There's quite a few shots online actually. People have taken pictures here, and I've done exactly the same thing. I've actually been here when there's been half a dozen photographers here. But it looks today, whoa, this stuff's slippery. I'm on this stuff, let me see what I can show you. It's really slippery. So I had to take my time walking across here. And this gully, I don't know what it is, but water pours out of it. We'll get into it now. And it just makes a fantastic shot. But you have to watch where you put your feet round here. I should have brought my wellies, damn. Because it's quite a lot of water flowing out. Yeah, there we go. It's here. And you have to be careful where you walk, because you get soaking wet feet otherwise. Let's see if I can get across here without getting my feet too wet. Oh, damn. Wet feet straight off. So this is where I want to get some shots. So the sky is starting to open up a little bit over there. We're getting a bit of light. Hopefully we should be able to get a picture now. You can see that sunset coming through. So hopefully patience will pay off. I think I've been here about 2 hours now at this location. You have to get here fairly soon because obviously other photographers come along. We've had a few come along and taken one look and walked elsewhere, but I've got a couple of them out there, very nice couples. So, and we'll just see how the sunset brings up and see what it gives us. Should give us something over there. So I've got night fishermen setting themselves up over here. I'm done for the day. We didn't see a great deal of the sunset until I get home and have a look at the pictures. Won't really know. Find a way out. It looks quite bright on the camera screen because that's what happens with modern video cameras, but it's actually getting a little bit on the dark side here now. And there we go. So I'm on my way back to the car now. But a fabulous time. It's really brilliant down there. So peaceful, quiet. I've probably been on the beach 4 hours, 3-4 hours. I've chatted to a few other photographers. Yeah, it's been good. Hit the bell, like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll let you know when I've got another video coming along. So, yeah. Okay, see you next time then. Bye.